and the world of jinn. Once you understand the reality of this world, you should not be scared of it in the slightest. Also, realize this, that the jinn is absolutely terrified of Allah and the name of Allah and the dhikr of Allah and the speech of Allah. And that is why, if ever in your life you see something supernatural, it will be terrified if your bravery is manifested to it because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You stare at it straight and you just say, as the Prophet taught us to say, memorize this phrase, Bismillah, ana abdullah, ukhruj aduwallah. 3 phrases, memorize them. Bismillah, in the name of Allah, I am connecting with Allah. Bismillah, ana abdullah, I am the servant of Allah. I speak with Allah's name now. Ukhruj aduwallah, get out, O enemy of Allah. You say this with firmness and you will see, if that ever happens. Now, the opposite, and I understand it's a bit terrifying, but put yourself now in the psychology of the jinn. If you start wailing, screaming, cowering, what have you done to the psychology of the jinn? Empowered it. Empowered it. That's exactly what it wants to see. And that's why hadith in Abu Dawood, our Prophet ﷺ said, there was a man who was on his camel, and the camel for no reason reared backward and was about to throw the man off. And the camel said, La'natullahi ala shaitan, Allah's curse be on shaitan. The Prophet said, don't say that. When you say that, shaitan becomes so big, he's bigger than a house. Because you have mentioned him as the cause of your animal rearing upwards. Rather, listen to this, say Bismillah, and shaitan will shrink until he's smaller than an ant. This hadith shows us, when you connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what you're doing is you are shrinking the power of the jinn. You're eliminating the power of the jinn. With sihr, it's not that easy to kick it out because there's a binding that takes place. There's a knot that has happened. There's some type of issue. Some of the symptoms of sihr, number 1 is bizarre, scary dreams. Number 2 symptom of sihr is you feel somebody is there when nobody is there. You're conscious, there's an entity or a power. Number 3 symptom of sihr is inexplicable problems or disasters that cannot be explained. If the doctor can analyze it and the doctor tells you this is the problem, that's not sihr. Sihr is supernatural problem. I have to say this, most of what we think is sihr is our imagination. It's not actual sihr. So don't be scared of these entities. They are creatures of Allah like all other creatures. These creatures are terrified of iman, of taqwa, of dhikr, of the Qur'an. They can't stand it. And if you show fear, that fear empowers them. Allah says in the Qur'an, وَلَا يُفْلِحُ السَّاحِرُ حَيْثُ أَتَى. The magician will never be successful wherever he comes.